Hey, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. And today we're going to be talking about Sistas Season 3, Episode 15, Unknown Caller. Before we get started, please make sure that you are subscribed to the channel with notification bell on. You hit the like button and you comment down below what was your favorite part of tonight's episode. Let's go ahead and get into it. Starts off where last week ended with Aaron and Karen on the couch getting hot and heavy, and Karen screaming out, Zack, because honey, she is fiending. She spent this entire episode fiending over Zack. Aaron says that he can't do this and she needs to talk to him and profess his love, and she keeps slipping up and calling him Zack. And he says, the other night when me and you were, making love, I vaguely remember you saying his name. Did you say it? She was like, no. He was like, are you sure? She was like, no. I don't know why Aaron keep fooling up with her and how his pride isn't just completely shattered at this point. This woman is still in love with this man. Y'all are in the middle of doing the do, and she is still thinking about this man. That means that you are not wanted here, sir. Your services are no longer needed. I need you to exit stage left, okay? But Karen spends, like I said, this entire episode fiending. She ends up later on going to the salon. She's late to the salon, okay, because her mind is just discombobulated. You already is struggling to keep your clientele, and you coming up in here late, okay? Then when she gets in, she calls Zack. And, of course, Zack doesn't pick up the phone. She done called him multiple times. I know that you know it's me. I'm going to be at the salon all day. Come up here and talk to me. Girl, let it go, ma'am. Let it go. She ends up calling Danni later to see if Zack is at work, because she just gonna pull up. Danni said, now I don't know if I want you to come up here, because the last time I allowed you to come up here to my job, you done caused a scene. You done accused him of stealing, threw his stuff out on his granddaddy's stuff out on the curb. Don't come up here with that foolishness, Karen. I don't think you need to come up here. Karen say, let me in, Danni. I'm gonna come up there. I really need to talk to him. All right. So Danni says, okay. She gives Zack the heads up, like, Zack, because Zack is in a great mood, okay? Zack say, I ain't got but a few more days on this job. I'm just trying to do what's right and give my little 2-week notice, you know what I'm saying? Because you gave me this job, but I don't give a doggone about none of this up in here. I'm finna go. I done hit a lick. And Danni warns him that Karen is on his way. He said, well, she can be on her way. I'm out. Because he don't want to deal with her. He ain't got nothing to do with her. Before he had left to go to this job, we saw him and Fatima in the room, and he basically told Fatima that he was going to marry her one day. And Fatima is still trying to play all hard and stuff, but we know that they are really clicking. That's why we don't want Karen to come back, okay? Let Zack move on. You move on. Y'all together was toxic. Clearly, y'all apart is doing what needs to be done, okay? So just let that be that. I don't want to see them together. Team Zatima all day. I almost forgot to talk about Karen asking Andi if Fatima and Zack are actually together. Because like I said, Karen is down bad this whole episode, okay? And Andi does not want to talk about it. She just kind of wants to stay neutral. She claims that Fatima isn't really her friend, but that she's cool with her because she helped protect her from Jasmine and her gang of girls, and she looked out for her. So, and Karen gets upset. As much as I've been no. Karen, you're wrong. You're wrong. Now, at the beginning, none of us knew that Fatima and Zack were talking, and it was this close to home. Now that we know, it's not Andi's business to run back and tell you, and you know that she's cool with Fatima. So I respect Andi for not trying to get in the middle of it, and I wouldn't, no, I'm not gonna, that's between them. I guess at minimum I'd be like, they're together. caring. Like, they're together. I'm not gonna tell you what she told me. Just know that they're together. Like, so you doing all this trying to pursue him, just don't do it. I probably would tell her that. But as far as getting mad because Andi ain't giving you the ins and outs of what's going on between Fatima and Zack, I'm not mad at Andi for trying to stay neutral. I really not. I think Karen is completely out of pocket, and girl, you was feeling bad, and you really need to calm down. Anyway, across town that morning, Danny got up out of bed and Rodeo had came over or whatever, and we get this kind of like back and forth between them where she just kind of wants to see if like where they're going to be. And Danny's sending mixed signals. And Rodeo can feel it. Rodeo's like, you know what? I just need my own space. I'm getting my own apartment. You ain't got to worry about me. I'll see you this weekend. She's like, oh, I'm not going to see you till the weekend. He's like, well, you wanted space, didn't you? Like, Danny, what is it that you want? Like, and it's kind of aggravating to see Danny. Like, like, I don't understand. You want to see him? Do you not want to see him? I get him not living there with you, but like, make it plain. Okay? Make it plain. I think that they're going to work out in the end. I really do. But they got to do this long back and forth and back and forth. Over at Maurice's house, his little good Judy had stayed over for the night to check on him and make sure he was okay. Also, because let's remember, Q does know where you live. Hello, you're not safe. Um, and so he stayed over there to just kind of be support. They're good girlfriends. There's no kind of connection there. You can't have two bottoms together. And so once the good girlfriend leaves, Maurice notices that Calvin didn't clean up his mess. He done left all this food out all night. Maurice said, you gonna have me getting rats and roaches, honey. You need to come out here and clean, which you do. What's his name? Panty Man wakes up. Calvin wakes up the next day. He said that he passed out drunk, I guess because he was so sad that Sabrina did not come to visit him, because Sabrina would have been a doggone fool had she went over there. So he passed out in his clothes and shoes drunk. That's why he ain't cleaned up the kitchen. And him and Maurice get to talking, and he makes a casual comment like, well, you know what, I just wish I was gay because women are crazy. Maurice said, don't say that, honey, because I'll turn you out. Calvin says, you realize that you can't turn out a straight man, right? The thing is, Calvin, we're still wondering. I think this is setting us up for the storyline that we really want to see, which is Calvin and Maurice actually falling in love. Does anybody else want to see that storyline? Raise your hand. Because I would so much rather see Calvin with Maurice so he can be his true self than with Sabrina. Speaking of Sabrina, she's at the bank. She is, doing her job. She's supposed to be the manager. She there on time. When Maurice gets there, he asks if she was nervous to come into work. Like I said, I wouldn't be nervous to come into work. I'd be nervous to be at Maurice's house. That's where I would be nervous to be. And she says that no, she's not nervous. I also find it weird that they got them working the next day after they done sat up here and been robbed. I feel like y'all should at least get some PTO. Y'all should at least get a day or two of PTO. What y'all think? Sabrina says that even though Calvin invited her over to dinner at 8, she didn't like the invite. It made her seem as if she was thirsty and he was treating her like a dog, so that's why she didn't want to go. And she felt the way that he invited her over there after being there with that girl. And so she's talking to Maurice, and Maurice is like, well, why do you care if y'all aren't supposed, if y'all not together, y'all not exclusive? Why are you jealous? And she says, well, I don't know. I'm just normally, I can move on with guys if they're like another girl, but for some reason I just can't move on like that with Calvin. And Maurice says, oh, it's because you love him. I'm like, why? Where did we get this from? Why is that? I don't want to see this struggle love. Tyler, I'm glad that you are bringing writers in, because this struggle love, I'm tired of looking at it. It's the last thing I want to see. Okay? Last thing I want to see. Q called Maurice, and Maurice tried to put on the charm like, oh, hey, baby, where you at? I'm like, what is this voice that they're making him have? Like, it's so stupid. But anyway, he's trying to find out where Q is. He's like, hey, well, where you at? I wanna come see you. Q's like, nah, for you to bring the cops, because I mean, clearly that would just be dumb. And he's like, no, I just want to check on you. And Q says, well, you know what? I'm down bad, man. I'm on this stuff, and it just got me down bad. I feel terrible for what I did. Can you just meet with me so that I can turn myself in? And Maurice's like, yeah, where do you want me to meet you at? Where are you at? Where are you at? And he ends up hanging up the phone. Maurice, Maurice, you are not the cops. Okay? You are not the cops. I need for you to I don't know what I need you to do. I need you to change your locks first. I need you to get some cops to be on 24-hour watch with you, because this ain't over between you and Q. Q gonna pop up at your house in this episode. Watch what I say. And if you up there unarmed or without the police, you finna be down bad, okay? You're the next one that's gonna be down bad, all right? Meanwhile, over at the law firm, we see Andi in her office, and Robin, aka the fine attorney, walks in and lets her know that he's finna be heading back over to London for a little while. And he wanted to see if there would be a way for him to take her out to dinner. She still declines, because even though her and Gary broke up last episode, their love affair is not all the way over. Now, I could have sworn Gary said last episode that if he leave, he gone. So as far as I'm concerned, Andi, you are single. If you want to go on a date with this man, go on a date with this man. But she's still trying to play hard to get. And they end up having this very non-HR friendly conversation in her office. Basically saying if they were to go out, would they end with a little nightcap? And by nightcap, I mean her legs over her head. And she says maybe if I wanted it to. And just go ahead and get with the guy, man. Just go ahead and get with the man, okay? Because all this back and forth with you and Gary, it should be done. Then we see Fatima finna go into her office, and she catches Hayden coming out of her office as she's going in, and she checks him like, what are you doing in my office or whatever? And he's like, oh, I was just coming to check on you. And Hayden is giving off real stalker vibes, okay? Like crazy psychopathic. You gonna have to shoot him in the knee type of vibes. Y'all feel me? And then he makes a comment about her having some type of dent in her rim. And at first she was confused, like, what are you talking about? He was like, well, did you ever get your tire fixed? The dent in your rim, I saw it. Did you ever get it fixed? And she was like, oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I got it fixed. He was like, oh, we should have let me know. I got a guy who could have done it for half price. She's like, yeah, well, thanks for that. I'll let you know. And so she ends up asking Andi if there's a way for, people to listen in on the calls. Because y'all know Hayden been listening in on her calls. So he done slipped up, because she said she told one of her girlfriends that as a lie, because she didn't want to go out with her. So now she's suspicious of Hayden. So Andi and Fatima come up with the idea to come up with a lie to kind of fish him out, to say that Hayden is really sexy and she's really attracted to him. She just wants him to dress more casually, and if he changes up his dress, then she knows that he's been listening in on him. So we finna catch Hayden in his psychoticness. So meanwhile, we go over to the townhouse that Zack has bought. He just wants to go over there and check everything out. He's excited, he's ready to move forward with his new life, getting things together. And the realtor seems kind of jarred, I guess, to see him there, because she's in the middle of a showing. He's like, well, why are you showing it? I done already gave you an offer. She was like, oh, well, we got a backup offer. He's like, oh, okay, but everything's still good, right? She's like, yeah, we just got a backup offer, which I don't understand. I get, having a backup offer, I guess. But once an offer is accepted, what are we doing here? I don't understand. Come to find out that the backup offer is Hayden, because Hayden is crazy. We'll get into the rest of that next week, but I just want someone to take Hayden out at this point. It is legit psychotic. Now, at one point in the episode, Robin says that Hayden won't be around much longer when he was talking to Fatima, because Robin's the boss. and he say Hayden ain't gonna be around much longer. I need Hayden to be gone like yesterday. Okay, like yesterday. Anything else happened in the episode? One more thing, Pam. I want her gone. Pam could not be my assistant. She is too nosy. She is too all up in stuff. Girl, you'd have been fired. Fired. A long time ago, fooling around with me. Who else? Because you too busy all up in my business, sneaking up, trying to listen to my phone calls. Girl, you need to go on. Go mind the business that pay you, and it ain't mine. Not this business. It's their business that pay you, not this. But that's it. That's all that happened this week that's all that happened this week on Sisters. Y'all tell me what y'all thought about the episode down below, and I'll be back next week for another review. Peace.